Good morning students. We will be starting a new chapter today about separation of substances. So far in our previous classes, we had seen the importance of separating substances. Why do we separate substance? We separate substance to make it pure or to get two different substances which together we cannot use. Like if salt and water is mixed and we want water, then we need to separate water. If we want cream from the milk, then we can separate the cream from the milk by centrifugation. So in this way, various pure substances and impure substances are separated. If we take example of elements like pure metal and pure non-metals, we will not require to separate that, because they are in the purest form. Now if I talk about water, is water pure? If I consider distilled water, the water which does not contain any mineral, so it is a pure substance. It is definitely a pure substance. But it is not purest. It is not purest. Because it is made up of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. So separating hydrogen and oxygen will require chemical method of separation. So our discussion about separation is about physical methods of separating one pure substance with the other. Say for example, if I mix mud with water, so mud will not react with water. It will form a physical mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So I will put little bit of mud in the beaker and I will try to make a solution of this. You will see that it is not forming clear solution. It is not forming clear solution. It is impure. But if I want to separate the water from this, what we will do? We will take one filter paper. Now the process of using filter paper is like this. First of all, we fold the filter paper in the first half like this. Then we fold it this way, so that a pocket is formed, a conical pocket is formed. Now this conical pocket will have to be fitted inside a funnel. This is called a funnel. In this session you will learn about a few glasswares also. Alright. So this funnel has to be fit here. This filter paper has to be fit in the funnel, and we can just make it little wet so that it gets pasted over here. So after it will become wet, we will see that water will start passing through it. See, now water is passing. So you can keep it here, and first of all we will allow the water to settle down at first. Alright. So there is one small philosophy also, that whenever there are problems in life, allow it to settle down. So let the problem settle down, let the sediments settle down, then clear solution will come up. When clear solution will come up, then we can decan it, decan. So this process which we are doing is decantation, or let me do it separately for you. What I will do? I will slowly take out the clear solution as much as it is clear, so that the filter paper is not clogged. This process is called as decantation. Slowly taking out the supernatant liquid is called as decantation. Now we can filter it by putting it here. You will find after some time clear water will be there at the conical flask. This glass apparatus is called as conical flask. After some time, clear water will come over here, and the remaining mud particles will be there in the filter paper. Alright. The pores in this filter paper are too small. That is why filtration is taking place slowly. Now, after filtration will be over, do you think that the water will be pure? If I want to get purest form of water, if I want to get distilled water, so after this filtration, do you think that it will become pure? Still there will be some dissolved impurity. There will be dissolved impurity. Due to dissolved impurity, the water will not be called as pure water yet, because in the mud there are few minerals which can still become soluble in water. Mud contains many soluble mineral also, so that soluble mineral can also get mixed up. Now how we will get pure water then? We can get pure water by, after filtration, whatever water we will get, we can do distillation by this setup. Alright. So what we have used, this is tripod stand. Alright. It is just like this tripod stand. It gives a base support. It gives a base support. Now below this we will put one spirit lamp. Below this we will put one spirit lamp so that the water here can be warm. Now when the water will be warmed slowly, then vapor of the water will come out through this glass tube. This is a glass tube which is turned with the help of a rubber tube. Alright. With a silicon tube, this glass tube is turned. This tube is made to pass through a condenser called as Levick condenser. So see, setup is like this. There is a glass tube which is again put inside this condenser. Now there should have been a clamp which holds this properly. Since that clamp is not there, that is why it is moving like this. Now we can put a spirit lamp over here. This will warm the liquid and this vapor will come out from this small tube inside called as delivery tube, and we can put cold water from this pipe so that the condenser is made colder. So if condenser will be colder, then what will happen? The vapors will become condensed and the droplets of vapor will come out, and those droplets can be collected here. So in this way we can get distilled water. Now what will happen to the warm water which will become warm? That will come out from here, it can be sinked out. So this warm water can be sinked out and cold water can be sent from here to make this condenser colder. So this is called as Levick condenser. In class 6 Macmillan science book, in page number 57 you will find this apparatus is shown. So I am showing you the working of this apparatus clearly. Alright. So the learning outcome from this demonstration is that you should be clear about what kind of glass apparatus is used. Tripod stand, a wire gauze, round bottom flask, spirit lamp. Spirit lamp, I will show you how spirit lamp looks like. A Levick glass condenser and the rubber tubings. Instead of spirit lamp, you can also use the Bunsen burner or the burner which is used with the help of a gas cylinder. That also can be done. This is a portable. This is a portable burner which we call as spirit lamp. We can put spirit and it starts glowing. Alright. So there is a wick inside. There is a wick inside there. This wick burns and the wire gauze spreads the flame uniformly so that the round bottom flask gets uniform heat. This is round bottom flask. This is cork. Glass tubing, delivery tube, silicon tubing, cold water from the tap. Hot water coming out, condenser becomes cold, vapors becomes condensed, and the condensed vapor comes out as distilled water from here. So this is shown in page number 57. Again I am telling you, in Macmillan's book of science of class 6. So this is the setup. Now another challenge what we can have is if we get miscible liquids or immiscible liquids. If we get immiscible liquids, like if we get oil in water, then how we will separate? So oil in water can be separated by using a setup like this. See, this separating funnel we have made ourselves with the help of a broken nozzle and funnel. We have made this separating funnel. So if I close this, then no water will fall. Now say, if this is a mixture of oil and water, and if I put it over here, then oil will be there in the upper surface, and the liquid will be there in the lower end. So if we open the tap or the knob, then what will happen? The water will fall down, and when moment we will see that the layer of oil has come up, we will close it. So in this way we can separate the insoluble oil added to water. Alright. So there will be two types of mixture, which will be either homogeneous, in which particles are uniformly distributed, or heterogeneous, in which particles are not uniformly distributed. So the solution, mud in water, is an example of heterogeneous solution. But this solution which we are getting, in which dissolved solution is there, dissolved salt is there, that is homogeneous, because in homogeneous solution you will not find that any particle will be visible. In homogeneous solution no particle will be visible, whereas in heterogeneous solution you will find that the particles will be visible. So although in the textbook the matter is given in a very elaborate manner, but when we show it in the form of experiment, it becomes short. So hope if you will now read the textbook, it will become very easy for you to understand the methods of separation. Three important methods of separation which you have to study as a student of science now, not a student of EVS, is that filtration, how to set up filter paper, when to do filtration, when to do distillation, and when to use separating funnel. So today's learning outcome are three learning outcomes. One, when to use filter paper, how to use filter paper. Second, when to use distillation method and how to set up the apparatus for distillation. What are the names of the glass apparatus? How will you label it in the diagram? And how to use separating funnel and when to use separating funnel. So if you know this, then today's learning is successful. For adding to your learning, what you can do is, you can go through the textbook. Colorful pictures are also given. Alright. Thank you.